Welcome to Blended Healing. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips in the balance of the favor of fair use. There may have been a time where you used the terms village and community interchangeably, right? You didn't see that there was a difference in how you saw those that you love because your position on love is and was unconditional. Admitting that you didn't see the need to separate how you deal with family. It's trending for us that those people that we feel that are close, our inner circle, is our family, is village, or even community. And the interesting thing about those terms that they are very different. And while you are looking at using them to identify some of the relationships that you have, it could take on a very different meaning. In every use of the word, a village is smaller and more quaint than a community. When you are relating those close to you, some of those terms may overlap. And some of them may not even meet at all. So if your village exists within your community, everybody in that community is not a part of the village. How close someone is to you determines the level of trust that you place on that relationship. There are vulnerable spaces that you guard, as they can be the very thing that that undoes you in the hands of the wrong person. And the reality of it is that it teaches us that some spaces cannot be replicated in any way. Everyone can't hold the same space, and that's okay. That's okay. Community is a large space that is built with a lot of people that you know and some that you love. Some of those are blood family members, friends, and people that have become family to you over time. Your community and you are like-minded, that have the same mindset in many different spaces. There's no doubt a circle that would ride with you, even when there are disagreements, which can be very heated. There's no doubt that you can reconcile. When you realize that there are those in your community that you can't share everything with, that is important. Knowing that your community can be very big, and at times it can rotate in its importance for you to understand. The space is different from what you can consider your village, which is extremely close to your heart. Your village is small in terms of space, and it holds true when it comes to your circle. You might find that there isn't much change in your village as those that are irreplaceable, and it's hard for you to work with them than you would do somebody in your community. And one of the hardest lessons that you may have to learn is separating your village from your community. When that doesn't happen, people are not placed in your life according to who they have proven themselves to be to you. And that can cause undue heartache and trauma. Trust me when I tell you this. Those in your village are trusted confidants. They love just as hard as you do and are loyal to you as you are to them. And these are the people that not only hold you accountable, but they believe in you, even if you don't believe in yourself. If you have children, your children don't just know of them, they know these people are the people to call in a crisis. Your village are those that know where your weaknesses are, and you trust that those spaces won't be exploited or preyed upon. Never have you ever thought to separate the spaces until you were faced with the pain of having trusted someone with your vulnerability against your better judgment because they told you that they had you. They are the member of your community, but you should never have treated them like they were one of your village people because they did not earn that with you. And because of your error in judgment, you found yourself questioning a lack of reciprocity and then beating yourself up over the entire situation. Know that the difference between your community and your village. Never allow yourself to feel bad because you place people where you need to in your life according to who they are. The first person you owe honestly, reciprocity, and love is yourself. There's no shame in having blood relatives as part of your community versus your village. You still love them, and they still have an important place in your life. Everyone can't be near your vulnerable space. As we talked about, your village and your community are different. Sometimes you got to respect the mind of your village. The feeling of feeling value and validation is needed in every circle one decides to be a part of or remains connected to for any period of time. Part of what makes a connection sound is trust, respect, and a value for one's position. You aren't saying the earth must stand still when you speak. However, you should feel as though what you are saying and bringing to the table to the community is respected. Who stays or who wants to stay in a place where you are silent? Who will want to feel love in an environment where your experience is not valued? No one wants to be the silenced person. the one who wants to contribute to a matter but are shunned as they are being felt as though they are incompetent. And if you don't want to be that person, it's important for you not to give the energy to those people that you claim to love and respect. If you look around, you might be a part of the members of your village that deal with the same disrespect on a regular basis. And if that's the case, you might find that your participation in it is not so important to the change. Every day, we lose more and more of our family, our children to gangs, outside influence, violence, suicide, and sometimes they just leave. They're looking for a place of value where they can express themselves and be heard. We ain't talking about being loud for attention, disrespectful to other people, or wanting your village to accept terrible behavior towards others and having tantrums. We're talking about simple values, the ones that allow your voice to be heard, the value that can be diminished because someone doesn't speak well, have some mad, have mad day, or if they make some bad choices. They don't have a lot of education and they're not financially stable. You see, spiritual matters different than the majority. No one, no one, no one needs to be disrespected. Don't disrespect the mind of a member of your community. You never know when that person will give the word of wisdom, their perspective, their love, or their kindness to you. And that could be exactly what is needed. And if you find that you are a part in shutting down of other people, it's time to make yourself accountable for your behavior and then seek to change that. It begins with identifying the problem and taking a hard look at yourself on the inside and ask yourself, why is it you don't respect their mind, their voice in your village? Take a moment to remind yourself of why they are a part of your village and that they matter. That person matters to you and to your family. Don't allow what they go through, their setbacks or their challenges that they are facing to diminish who they are as a person. Sometimes family and loved ones will treat you like your mind don't work and your feelings that can't be conveyed because you are physically or unable or you're differently abled to deal with any type of illness or anything like that. You see, physical illness doesn't mean that the one that you love is mentally ill or incompetent. Protect your village. Protect your village. Don't look at them as they're weak because you can hurt them deeply. And the very same people that's in your life know a thing or two about fighting for life, preserving life, and also been different shunned in the world. And the last place they want to be is an uphill battle with you in your family, in your village. Just like you want your mind, your testimony, your experience, your intelligence, and yourself to be respected, give the same to others in your village. They deserve to be heard and understood just like you. It's not about giving toxic a place, but more so that in your family, your village, that they are not overshadowed and not quieted by no fault of their own. Remember them. Remember your village and allow them to stand in their truth too, because their voice matters. Otherwise, they would not be a part of your village. Treat them with love and respect. Let them and yourself function together as active members of your village that you love. All right, I'm done. Be well, stay safe. Ashe and deep bow to each and every one of you, and I shall see you all very, very soon.